Hello, Weekend Warriors. Welcome to our first annual Weekend Dojo
Monthly.
or first monthly Weekend Dojo support stream, where you all can come on in, share each other's channels, hopefully boost your views, and get your content out there. And we just have a good time and chat about things. So, Chaz, or El Chizo, is anything new in the world of anything you want to talk about?
Well, I hope you don't mind me going on for a little bit about guitars.
Oh, definitely. Please, bring it up.
Okay, so, I have just recently filled out my collection a little bit. I got myself a Gretsch Electromatic, and most of you have seen it by now. I'm starting to get the lust again. Just recently. And the way I'm looking at it, I want to get some of my other guitars set up. If you don't know what getting your guitar set up means, it means that, well, the guitar is a precision instrument, which means that there's a lot of things on it that you have to adjust. And getting it set up usually means taking care of little minor things that tend to wear down over time, like getting a new nut. I should probably have a visual aid, shouldn't I?
Yes, please do.
Okie doke. Let me crank this up and... Alright, so... Let me grab my parts caster, actually. That'll be a good example.
In fact,
So, this is a guitar I'm building.
Good job. Nice work so far.
Actually, it's got kind of a glaring issue. That being, there's a little play in the neck, and the neck pocket, the slot that's cut in the body here to bolt the neck on, is just a little too wide. The bridge needs fixed, or really just adjusted, and there's not really a lot of... So when anyway, getting it set up, I'm getting this set up pretty quickly. I want to get an actual bone nut, and this is the nut here. The reason this is here is the strings have to bend over something to create some kind of tension across the neck.
Okay.
And a bone nut is usually preferable because it's very hard, so it lets the strings vibrate more. I want to get a bone nut put in. I've got locking tuners here, so they shouldn't need adjusted for a while. I want to get my pickups here looked at, because something about them bugs me, just with the way the pins are set up.
Show? Oh,
it's not really something you can pick up on a webcam here, but the pins in the pickups have sort of a stagger. Some of them stick up more. And that's supposed to be, but I think they're each individually adjustable, and I would rather have a professional luthier take a look at that.
Nice.
It needs strap buttons, and if any of y'all know me, you know that when I work on a guitar, I have to put a pinup girl on it. So I've got a water slide decal of a nice, like, old 50s pulp magazine pinup girl. She's gonna go right here.
Ooh. So what decals do you plan to put on there other than what you just said?
Just the pinup girl.
Ooh, nice.
I also want to get some new holes drilled for the back plate. Because as it stands right now, you can only one of them has been screwed in, so you can which in and of itself, I think I might like to keep, just because it allows me access to back here, so I can, this is the tremolo system. So what you have here is a bracket, which springs are attached to, and they get attached to a big weighted block here that's attached to this silver part right here. It goes through the body.
Of course.
and so there's a little hole here that you would thread a whammy bar into. And what that does, that actually moves the whole tremolo system back and forth, and that weight just draws it back into place with those springs.
Uh-huh.
And with the nice big 6-screw mounting system here, because okay, so there's 2 ways of this getting fixed to the guitar. This is the classic version with the 6 screws. Let's see if I can. Oof, not a lot of room, but you can see there's 6 screws right in front of the saddles.
Oh yeah, I see it.
That's a little more traditional for a Stratocaster. A lot of the modern ones have 2 blades, and the reason for that is it gives you more room to do like these wild Jimi Hendrix style whammy or dive bombs and shit.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Well, I'm actually trying to. What I'm doing right now is I'm linking our live stream on the Tubers Amino to let people know that we exist. No, I'm gonna say it's a support stream. Hopefully that'll help. You were saying?
The gap between guitars and being nerdy. I've been watching Macross 7.
I'm not to that point, but
you can pick up Macross 7 and enjoy it from the get-go without watching any of the other series.
Oh, good. When did it come out?
The 90s.
Good year to watch Mecha.
Yep, the main character is actually a musician, and he doesn't do any fighting. What he does is he shoots these special projectiles that pierce the hull but stop, open up, and reveal speakers. And then he just transmits electric guitar music from within the cockpit of his Valkyrie.
Sweet.
The band who does the music is called Tsukiyama Fire, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
But if you just look up Fire Bomber Planet Dance, you will have one of the catchiest J-rock songs I've ever heard.
Any songs you can play now on your guitar?
Not this one, but I can grab another.
Okay.
I'll grab an acoustic one because, like I said, my nice amp is at I call it a studio. It's a music lab. So let's grab. What you in the mood for? You want like what kind of genre? You want some like country blues, class, Delta blues, folk?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Let me just check my tuning. Get a little app on my phone going here. That's something anyone who wants to get into guitar should remember, is that you should always check the tuning of your guitar when you pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
Don't just think, oh, I tuned it a couple days ago, it should be fine.
Of course.
See, this is what I mean. It takes a guitar can just get bumped and everything gets ruined. It's always the B string that takes a while too.
I believe it.
There we go.
Hold on a second. Yes. Give me a little bit. Thank you. All right. here. Edit profile. You ready?
Yep. Let's see if I remember this. I can't remember it. Well, I got another one here going. And then we go into... Is that it? Let's see. I'll show you just a little thing I've been working on. I actually haven't practiced today, so my fingers are a little stiff. For those wondering, I typically only use 3 fingers when fretting.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Oh, we got a viewer. Welcome. And they left.
Nope.
I guess we were too busy playing guitar rather than conversing, so I don't know.
Anyway, so this particular guitar is actually an Ovation Celebrity Standard. They're worth about $800. I got this one from a friend, so it was significantly less money. Now, what makes the Ovation unique is that while it does have a genuine spruce top, its body is fiberglass.
Sounds good.
And with its unique body shape, that actually makes it much cheaper to produce. Oh, Ultra Games MC. Hello, sir. Hello
Welcome.
to you.
Welcome. Welcome to the stream. We're just doing support. Once we get more people in to start conversing, we'll start dropping links to each other's channels to help each other grow.
Yep.
Right now, Chaz here is talking about his guitar. That I'm just showing the kinks of it.
Let's see. How did that go?
Hello, Jay. I remember Jay from. Welcome. We got people. All right. So. So right now, who here's seen Avengers yet? No spoilers, but who here's seen Avengers?
Actually, I was gonna go today, but I was just like It was a long week, and I did not feel like driving 40 minutes.
Okay. Well, I think you'll definitely like it if you've not
I'm
seen it.
sure I will. I just gotta wait for it. I just gotta wait to see it a little longer.
Lagging sometimes happens. Not all the time, but we sometimes will have that occasional lag. Now, if you guys just feel free to ask if you guys have any questions or want to just bring up a topic you want to be discussed, feel free to comment it below and we will go into that topic. We'll be on for a while.
Yeah, we're just winging it. Oh, little stuff I can mention. So
Yes.
I wouldn't have been driving 40 minutes. I'm actually just getting around to getting my license. Doesn't mean that I don't know how a car works. I was a mechanic before I could drive, so I had to buy a few things. Keep in mind, in my village, they want everything delivered to a PO box, but at the DMV, they want, like, I'm not going to say what my physical address is, but they want like a label from like a package or an envelope or something with your physical address on it to prove that you are who you say you are. So that was a whole fiasco. I had to order a few things. Ordered a vintage 70s lenticular curly ring from the Three Stooges that broke.
Oh,
and Mojo hand.
Welcome.
Oh yes, welcome.
Yes, welcome also. Yeah, I remember you guys. All right, it's cool. So, you guys have anything specific you guys want to talk about? Bring up. I'll be sharing each of your channels in the description so everyone can support and help each other grow. Yeah. Once you got any questions, topics, whatever, we'll discuss it. There you go, Ultra Games MC. I have shared your channel into the stream. And Misfit Soldier, I've shared yours too. I will do the same to you. Shaz, anything you want to talk about while we're waiting for comments?
Well, like I said, I had just recently ordered some stuff. I got actually a Valkyrie figure, a fully transformable Valkyrie figure from Macross Love. I'm really getting into Macross. It has not shown up yet.
Okay, so can we expect the toy review soon, though, for Price of Plastics?
Believe it or not that expensive.
Oh, how much was it?
It was like $22.
Okay, so yeah, I guess it doesn't go to the $30 range then.
Yep, so it'll actually be reviewable on my main channel. As a matter of fact, I'm actually working on a new backdrop for my channel. I'm not going to show it on the dojo here. I want it to be a surprise.
Okay. As should it be.
Let's see. And how did that go? Oh, no, I remember.
Can you do anything by Nickelback?
I will not be doing Nickelback.
What about Kryptonite?
I don't know how to play that one on acoustic. Okay. There is one I know, and it's a little cringy, but if y'all are fans of Bowling for Soup, you're welcome.
I'm not familiar with that one, unfortunately.
Oh, it's works in a small she thinks that it's love, but to him it's sex. And he listens to Max, his hero, his bank account zero. What comes next? Punk Rock 101. It was an old pop punk song back in the early 2000s, which
Nice.
seems so far away now.
Can you
Okay, go ahead.
can you do any Bob Dylan? Like the times are a changing. Come gather round people wherever they roam, and admit that the waters around you have grown. And it...
You know, I've not actually taken the time to learn a lot of Bob Dylan songs. I know some of the old blues stuff.
Sweet. Can you
Let's
do?
see. Let's see if you recognize this one.
All right.
Any thoughts?
Say it. Do it again. I don't remember.
Uh,
It may just because it sounds different on the
it's Love
guitar.
Struck Baby by Stevie Ray Vaughan.
I'd have to look it up.
You don't know?
What is it? Say it again.
Love Struck Baby by Stevie Ray Vaughan.
I'd have to hear it. I don't know it by name.
It's one of the more popular Stevie Ray songs out there.
Okay.
You know, I can play a little bit of Guy Davis's Bumblebee.
Okay.
But for that, I would need my other guitar, my resonator. Let's see. Well, here's something I wrote a while back. It was sort of a little jam that I wrote while thinking about this channel. Actually,
Okay.
you probably remember this one.
I know it sounds familiar.
With the weekend,
Oh yes, this is
but it's the weekend. Can't sing it so good. I can't sing and play so well at the same time. Let's see.
Oh, that's AC/DC song. Not Thunderstruck. Da, 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 da. I know one of the lyrics, but I don't know the name.
I'm on the highway to hell. Fun little fact about most AC/DC songs is the rhythm guitar for it was played mainly using 2 fingers.
Mm-hmm.
So what the Young brothers essentially learned was that there are a couple of chords that fit well into most scales. You've got the G chord, which normally is played with 2 pinkies on the 3rd fret on the high E string and the B string, so they sound like this when fretted, 3rd fret. And then for the G string, for the G chord, there is actually a G string on this. People make that joke all the time. For to complete it, you need your middle finger on the low E string, that's this one, of the 3rd fret, so it sounds like this, and your index finger on the A string of the 2nd fret. So the A string is, so fretted, it's this. So when you play all these strings together, but Malcolm Young opted to just do a half strum and take his pinky and ring finger off, so that opened up a lot of opportunities for him. He can play the G, so he played pretty much every song with G, C, E minor, A, well, A sus7, and D, it's a dominant something or other. And then he would just play around with that. So you get A, modified D, kind of a G almost.
That sounds good. Well, I'm sharing the link again because someone's asked for it.
Okie doke.
Copy link. We get person in here. Well, what was the last movie you've seen in theaters or seen that's new?
Last movie I've seen in theaters was Star Wars.
Last Jedi?
Yeah, it's been a while since I've been to the movies.
Well, what'd you think of it?
Not terrible, a little bland.
Okay.
But if you wanted something to like but as a movie theater product, like something you go to see at the movie theater, I think it's great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely good eye candy.
Yeah, it's great eye candy, great popcorn music, sitting there in the theater with the sounds. It's all spectacular. But that's why I always caution people, not to form an opinion on a movie just because you saw it in the theater, because it's going to give you an entirely different effect the next time you watch it at home.
Right.
And that's when you're going to see really everything about it.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be able to sit. Mm-hmm.
I should continue what you're saying.
You're not going to, be dazzled by the large screen or the 3D glasses or the bucket full of popcorn that you get a free refill on.
Mm-hmm. In terms of last year's movies, what would you say was the best?
Last year was kind of dry, I'm not going to lie.
Even Power Rangers?
Like I said, I appreciate what they were trying to do. I can understand why they wanted to do it the way they did it, but I didn't care for it, just visually.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, they took away the morphers, man. It's like, that's why you get into Power Rangers. It's the toy that's going to sell the most. Why would you take away the morphers? I'm sorry.
Well, they still had morphers as toys, but in a way that was kind of false advertising.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Got a little upset there. I'm going to bring it back.
Yeah, you remember that one joke going on with Power Rangers that they stole Agito's belt?
Oh, yeah. Actually, since we're talking Toku, why don't we talk our individual shows? The
All right,
ones
you
that
go
we're
first.
planning. So, this weekend, because I haven't gotten around to it yet, I'm going to put the shoulder pad on the suit. I'm going to try to figure something out because I want to put like a braided.
Got a comment. Hold on. Yes, Misfit Soldier. I am a PR fan. We are both PR fans. We even watch the Japanese version, Super Sentai and Kamen Rider. We're actually about to talk about some Toku stuff right now. If you have any questions or just felt like chatting, you were saying?
Yeah. Anyway, so I'm gonna put the shoulder pad on there. I've got some ideas for the changers.
Ooh, okay.
Or, like I showed you this one privately, but this is gonna be the handle for Otaku Blues changer.
Mm-hmm.
Just a leftover thing from a smoker that we just didn't have a part for because Swedish.
Yeah.
I'm still. I've got ideas for Otaku Blue and Otaku Yellow's changers. I just don't know how I'm going to achieve my personal changer.
Fair enough.
Is that weird that it's harder to picture your own stuff and maybe easier to picture others?
That not weird at all. That's actually quite common.
We've decided on some core lore that we'll let you guys pick apart when we actually start filming. Mm-hmm. There's something I've been, and I want your help. If you want to help me, I would love your help editing it together. There was a new Reviewiverse G2 video I wanted to make. I have some artwork for it on my computer.
Yeah, cool. I can do that.
And sorry, cabbage.
Like a teaser trailer type thing, and it's like concept arts and stuff.
Pardon?
Is it gonna be like a teaser and with like concept art and various?
Well, it's not concept art, but it is a teaser.
Okay, cool. I can do that. Oh, I got this at the theater yesterday.
Oh, hold up. Nice. Isn't that based on like a Monster Fighter simulator?
It's based off of an 80s arcade game.
That's right.
Rampage, of the same name. Rampage was an 80s arcade game where you had 3 giant monsters. You had a gorilla named George. You had a wolf, I can't remember his name, and you had a giant crocodile. It was basically a 80s arcade Atari knockoff of Toho monsters, pretty much. And the whole concept was you were beating the living schnoz out of each other while toppling down buildings and stuff that were in your way.
Yeah, I'm starting to remember.
It's had
footage of the game anyway. I've never played it. I should at some point.
Once you get into it, it's hard to get out. And once you run out of those quarters for playing it, you get pissed.
Oh yeah.
Yes, wouldn't mind seeing that movie. I actually haven't seen it yet. I really want to because I'm a fan of kaiju films in general, regardless if they're Japanese made or US made or whatever.
Everyone loves a giant monster. You just turn your brain off.
Mm-hmm. But I got it when they were giving out free posters when I went to see Avengers yesterday.
Yep, actually, I've been meaning to replace some of the posters in my room with stuff that's more prevalent to my interests now. So, like, I still love Futurama, but the corners of one of these posters is actually chewed up. So I was thinking of getting. Okay, so I kind of like One Piece, and my favorite character is Brook.
Go Straw Hats.
And I want to get a Soul King Brook World Tour wall scroll right there.
Sounds good.
Yeah, baby.
You eventually can get like a setup that a recommendation for you. They make slide-in setup things for like art displays. You can just get a big one, and it can like slide out for when you're doing your YouTube reviews and stuff or your streaming, and it comes right behind you, and it'll have like posters attached to it and things.
I could probably fuck something together like that.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I won't be getting rid of is the Japanese silk tapestry. Sorry, Chinese silk tapestry.
Right.
That was a gift. It was given. A bit of a story behind this. A friend of mine gave it to me after he got it from his brother, who was studying Tai Chi, who got this from his master.
Oh, nice.
And honestly, it's probably one of the few things that I can look at and feel sort of a sense of peace. I guess I could show you guys if you're interested.
Oh, definitely.
This cable is traveling under and over 1,000,000 different objects. And I don't know where it's supposed to go. It goes under there. And there we go around here. And then it goes through there.
Looks nice.
Yep.
Yeah, speak so that way we can see it bigger, though.
Okay, so this is my tapestry. It's genuine silk. The frame is falling apart in the back a little bit. I really want to get it reframed, but I want to find a professional to do it.
Okay, sounds good.
I couldn't tell you what half the birds in this picture are. But, that's just, it's one of the things I value.
Oh, nice. Most valuable thing in my collection over here right now would have to be this helmet.
Oh, I mean, it's expensive, don't get me wrong, but I don't mean physical value.
I know. Well, just in terms of what's over here in my setup, visually in my setup, this has the most value just for, other than just the fact that I bought it, but just the fact that the more of the emotional background of what the emotional and just overall positive impact this series has had on my life.
Yep. What else is there to talk about? Oh, so a couple of reviews y'all can expect from me in the near future.
Yes.
As soon as I get my new review stand built, I will be actually reviewing Titan's Return Chrome Dome. I know I'm a couple years late to this, this freight train, but I figured with Power of the Primes getting as popular as it is, we might as well take a look at, one of the series that it's drawing gimmicks from. And then I'm actually gonna review the first Takara branded Transformer I've ever owned, Infobar Optimus Prime.
Oh yes.
Because it takes everything I hate about Infinity Soundwave, right? Everything I despise, and improves upon it. And it's cheaper than Infinity Soundwave.
It's Infinity Soundwave, isn't he the one that, let's see. I think I found the most scenic map in HAL 04. I don't get the joke. Mr. Soldier, what's the joke?
Most scenic map in Halo 4.
Halo 4. Oh, okay. Oh, you played Halo 4? I played a little bit of it.
I've played a little Halo 4. I got a friend who brings it over sometimes. We
Which
actually have
one's
a
the most
custom
scenic
game
map,
mode that we play sometimes on. I forget which version of Halo it is because I don't play Xbox. But it has the Forge in it.
Mm-hmm.
It was the Forge or the anyway. Build your own game mode thing, and we created this game mode we called Snipper Challenge. Because we tried to write Sniper Challenge, but ran out of room, so we just decided to make it kind of ridiculous. And it's essentially a 3v1 game mode, because one of our friends is a genius at sniper games.
Yeah.
So he gets this huge tower and a couple of sniper rifles, and it's the other team, the team of three's job, to run between obstacles to get up to the top of the tower and kill him.
Ooh. Me and my buddies were playing Halo 3 a few weeks ago because every now and then, at least every few weeks, we'll have a just a chill, drink Mountain Dew and play Halo type day on Sundays usually. And we were. Do you remember the open Halo 3 map where it's like outdoors or outside, and it's like this bunch of platforms around it. It's in a green field type thing. It's like the modern version of the original Halo map where for the multiplayer that you see in the first two games.
Oh, like the modern version of Blood Gulch.
Yeah, the one that's featured in Red vs. Blue in the very first episode. It was the modern version of that map. Do you remember that in the Halo, the original Halo was like either original Halo or Halo 2. They have this map that has two parallel bases open, and they're in the middle of
Valhalla.
Yes, Valhalla.
Thank you, Misfit Soldier.
Thank you. That is the map, and we will constantly go head to head each other. It's like 4 players, me and 3 other guys that I hang out with, and we battle it out for at least a good 6 hours every time we do this. And
we have to set a time limit.
Well, of course. I mean, like we reset rounds constantly, but we'll just do non-stop matches for like solid 6 hours of just Valhalla. It's
I guess we like to play the Swarm, not the Swarm, the Flood a lot.
Okay. Let's see. I'm actually gonna sub to Misfit Soldier because I actually want to watch his gameplays. All right, Misfit Soldier, you've just earned a new sub.
None of my mates like
to verse me. That's a shame. That's like the worst thing you can have happen when you're playing video games is no one wants to play against you.
Oh, so are you a Gundam fan?
Yeah, are you a Gundam fan, man?
I build Gunpla.
Ooh, can you show us where you are on yours so far?
Actually, I keep my build table over in the same building as the music lab.
Oh, okay. You're too good.
I need to go over some. I finished the torso. I need to go over it with some sanding compound.
Okay. He says, none of my mates like to verse me. I'm too good.
Well, it must be very hard. But anyway, so have you seen Gundam Build Divers yet?
Is that new?
Yeah, it's the new season of Gundam Build Fighters, but instead of having like the toys actually move, it's more like Gunpla Builders Beginning G, in which they scan the Gunpla into a VR game.
Where can I watch this?
Oh, Gundam Info's YouTube channel. It's the official Gundam YouTube channel.
Is it dubbed or subbed?
Subbed.
Works for me.
But it's official, it's legal, and you can watch full-length Gundam episodes there for free.
Ooh, okay. Well then, can I leave a link to it in the chat for anyone who's interested?
Sure. YouTube.com/GundamInfo. I love to support my favorite industry, my favorite show. I'm actually excited because there are already
playlists,
potential model kits. I want to say, and here's the thing.
Which one is it? Which one?
Gundam Build Divers.
Okay. Gundam.
Anyway, so Bandai is also known for making video games. So I can't even fathom them not making an actual VR game that you can scan your Gunpla kit into. However, I don't think it'll just be, as easy as that. I don't think you'll just be able to use any gunpla you want. I
Right.
think they're going to be making new parts with special dyes in them that allow them to figure out how well the parts fit together. I'm certain
Okay.
you won't be able to cut or like heavily modify stuff.
Mm. Misfit Soldier says he's never heard of Gundam. Care to explain what Gundam is? And he said, please do send a link, so I did.
Okay, then you should not be starting on Gundam Build Divers. Gundam goes all the way back to the 70s, okay? So if the 90s are almost 30 years, if the 90s were almost 30 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
this is like a 50-year-old show.
What season do you recommend?
To start,
Yeah.
well, that's a tricky question
And I
because
will
there's really
think it.
not a lot of good jumping off points. Because the first thing you have to understand about Gundam is that there's several different timelines, and some of them aren't even connected. So to start, you could start pretty much on any season except the sequel seasons. But
Iron Blood
don't
Orphans?
watch, huh?
Is Iron Blooded
Iron-Blooded
Orphans?
Orphans is more reminiscent of the modern Gundam or the modern mecha formula.
Would you recommend it
It's not bad.
to start with?
Probably not the best to get into if you've never watched any mecha anime before. I would say if you want something similar to like Dragon Ball, watch G Gundam. If you want something similar to like a very like Castle in the Sky, I would say watch Turn A Gundam. If you want something with a little more intrigue, political interest, assassination attempts, and all that, I would watch Gundam Wing.
Okay.
Don't ever watch Seed or Seed Destiny. Gundam Age is all right. After War Gundam X is actually a very good series. And okay, so first thing I want to mention to everyone, if you've never watched mecha before, all of those anime reviews you see online where they say, unlike most mecha, this one focuses on the characters, not the robots. That's every mecha anime.
Mm.
Every mecha anime focuses on the characters. The mech itself is supposed to be nothing more than a visual representation of the main character's inner self.
Right.
It's supposed to represent them. That's why I'm building my gunpla for the GBWC. I might not even enter this year because I might not be able to get everything in time.
I have a question now. With when anime reviewers will always say this, usually they'll what you said, they'll say that with like mainstream mecha specifically. They always do that with like the current new thing. They'll say
And that's the
this
thing. It's like
focuses on the characters, unlike other.
they're focusing on what's new and out there now, but that's because it's new and out there. They don't realize that this is the formula. See, mecha is the ultimate wish fulfillment and the ultimate ideal of humanity. If we can't do it, we can build something that can. We want to be giants, well, let's make ourselves giants. We want to slay, friggin' battle fleets with one mech, let's build something to do that. That's the idea behind mecha.
Mm-hmm.
And there are two types. There's real robot and super robot.
Yes.
Super
Zoid.
robot is like Voltron.
Mm-hmm.
And super robots like Voltron, Gurren Lagann. Gurren Lagann is really just one big reference show to other mecha shows.
Yeah.
So like stuff like Guy King. Oh, if you like Transformers, Takara Tomi's The Brave series is an excellent show. To watch because it's got each season is rebooting with new characters and new mechs.
The Brave.
Brave X Kaiser or the Brave of Goldion, or the most popular one, the King of Braves, Gao Gaigar.
Takara Tommy, Firebird, Thunder Bear, and CM.
Just look up Gao Gaigar.
All right.
Gao as in Gao Ranger, Guy as in Gai, and Gar.
Found it. Gao Gaigar. Soul of Chogokin.
Oh, the Soul of Chogokin toy line is a bunch of mecha toys that have die-cast parts.
Dang. This actually looks really nice.
And
I clicked on a review and it said, warning, video has inappropriate content. Is that just YouTube's new warning for like language and stuff?
I don't know, but anyway, the Brave series is great if you liked Transformers, but you wanted something else, something different, and you didn't feel like watching GoBots. This is a good alternative.
Oh, GoBots! Didn't GoBots used to be more mature than it ended up being in the early 2000s? They had those little chibi Transformer knockoff GoBots.
Well, it was just sort of okay. So, like what Hasbro did with Takara Tomy, Tonka did with Bandai's Machine Robo line, I think. And so, keep in mind, the GoBots came out in 1943. The Transformers came out in 1944 or 1994, 1990. Okay, hold on a second while Chaz reorients his brain. The GoBots came out in 83. The Transformers came out in 84. My tongue is trying to get me lynched. So the GoBots were smaller. They were about that big originally. Then they had the Super GoBots came out, which were about what we would call deluxe class today.
Right. Oh, speaking of GoBots in Tonka, do you remember the transforming fire truck the rescue bot Tonka made? And he had like wings that would fold out, but he was also a fire truck.
I can't say I remember it. I never owned that guy.
He was a fun toy. I used to have him.
A bunch of robot toys as a kid, mind you. I had like the the robots that you would just turn on and they'd walk forward and they had flashing lights in their chest and head and their gun.
Robo Sapien?
No, not Robo Sapien. That one had like a remote control. This one was before Robo Sapien. You just turned him on.
Oh, I can't say, do I have to see an image?
Oh man, I lost it years ago too. Otherwise, Anyway, needless to say, I had a bunch of robot toys. I was just as obsessed with robots as a kid as I am today. I went through phases of it. There was one period in middle school where I thought I outgrew it.
Did you ever get into STEM? That's something that'd be like right up your alley.
STEM? No, it doesn't ring a bell.
That's robotics, basically.
No, I have not gotten into STEM. Actually, I've always been fascinated with the idea of sentient machines forming their own society. Not necessarily on Earth.
Would you consider the Terminator sentient?
Close enough to sentient.
Okay. Like Schwarzenegger's Terminator that you saw in Terminator 2.
Close enough to sentient.
Okay.
What I mean is like the Transformers.
Okay.
Or the Unrustable Bastards. Or
That's a thing?
No, that's a thing, and you should look it up because the comic book is pretty cool. Imagine Power Masters, but instead the entire race of the planet is just a bunch of robots that transform into chests for their motorcycles, which transform into bigger robots.
Unrustable Bastards, huh? Oh, this looks sweet.
Yeah.
Where has this been all my life?
Oh, in development by an indie toy designer.
Oh, it's still in development?
No, you can get them now. Every toy comes packaged with a comic.
And this one's for $119 for Mayhem.
It's designed independently, and it's got a lot of engineering to it.
Okay, so it's just really expensive because it's independent.
Independent and because it's good quality.
Can't argue with those facts.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. If you're tired of like seeing the same old stuff on the toy racks to collect, support your independent toy designers. They could go so far, and they produce good stuff now, especially with the advent of 3D printing.
Mm-hmm. I'm looking up. Okay, so here's the official website. It looks like. Oh, dang! The weapons are even fully detailed as well.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Dang. So right now they've got bikes, the prospect. There's a patch you can get for $6.99. It looks like the most valuable one is the Tombstone chapter. We have one right here, Prospect Black for $34.99, and it looks like a you build it yourself type model. Yeah, they only have 2 figures out right now. It looks like, or at least what's being on the store.
Yep. I actually want to get one, but my wallet's a little tight now, having just bought a car.
Well, Arsenal assortment for $19.99, and the prospect is only $34. So maybe you can make that as an investment. I actually might go for the prospect.
I might do the same. And
it's a fair price.
Yeah, that's very true. I'm gonna have to reorganize some shit.
Look at this guy. I mean, it is a build-it-yourself model, but look at this guy.
Yep, that chest there should be his sovereign.
Okay.
The sovereign are the guys riding the motorcycles that transform into the chest for the big robots.
Okay, so this guy is a smaller robot who rides the bike that the...
Yeah, bring it in close again.
Oh, looks like he's out of stock, it says. Right now he's out of stock.
Well, with a good toy line like that, yeah, he's a sovereign. He transforms into the chest.
Okay.
And what that is that's just a bunch of extra parts to make your army build. That's essentially what this toy line is about. Is he has a couple different toys with swappable parts, so you can just keep buying them in army build.
Oh, okay. So this isn't actually the robot. That was just pieces.
Pieces to make the little robot.
Okay.
And the story, from what I understand, I've not read it yet, is very interesting. Unlike Transformers, where it's the Autobots and Decepticons fighting, one side fighting for peace through freedom, the other side fighting for peace through tyranny. This one is just 2 biker gangs trying to kill each other. They're robot biker. Huh?
So basically Akira?
Robot Akira.
Yeah. I can get down with that.
Anyway, the idea of like a sentient robot race or a machine race, I've always thought would be interesting, just to see, because they'll be able to keep records of their origins for years and years and years just by transferring it to new data formats as they go along. Hopefully, if in the event it doesn't get corrupted, the data transfer doesn't get corrupted at all, they would have a perfect history of themselves. How would that society develop if they were perfectly sentient with personalities and whatnot?
That makes sense. Well, I think we're gonna start closing.
Yeah.
Thank you all for watching. I think even though we didn't get that many on tonight, I think we're off to a good start. We will still do this as a monthly thing. Come in, just chat with us, show each other support, and help each other's channels grow. Other than that, throughout each month, we do a weekly Saturday stream. Next week, we will be talking about Avengers Infinity War, if you see it by then.
I'm gonna put forth an effort to. I'm probably
All
gonna
right, good.
yak my dad's ear off until he decides to go with me.
And have you gotten a backup guest in case our big guest that we might be having comes in or is not able to make it?
I've got a backup guest for Music Month. I'll have to do some checking around for this month.
Mm.
Actually, I've got a guy I could probably talk to about it. That he's into this. He makes the same kind of videos that you and I have in common.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of the guys I recommended to you. As a matter of fact, while I've got y'all here, please go check out TJ Omega if you like to watch reviews of collectible toys.
Oh yes. Oh, so you actually speak to him.
I follow him on Twitter. I can drop him a DM, see if he wants to do something like that.
Okay. Well, let's first find out officially if the hack is going to be on before we.
Well, just name drop there, but okay. Yes, next month. What was the theme for May?
May was going to be. I think we're just going to go with reviews in general.
Okay, and then June was music, right?
Yeah. May's reviews. Movies. Actually, no. May's just gonna be movie month. That's it.
Yeah, May is movie month. June is going to be music, and July. I forget what we were doing for July. Well.
August is Toku month though because Power Morphicon.
Yes, it is. And then we'll do September, October. I've got some ideas.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's a little early for Halloween, but October you got to do a horror month.
Yes, we're doing horror month.
And I've got an idea for our guest star. I'd have to again message him, see if he'd be interested.
All right. Well, thank you all for joining in. Who has, and for our future viewers and Weekend Warriors. Thank you all for joining, and until next time, stay awesome, everybody.
We'll see you later, Weekend Warriors.